Welcome to the PastGlimpse Photos channel.
Subscribe to the channel and like the video. Hollywood legend Irene Dunne takes part in a 1964 handprint ceremony at the New York World's Fair. The actress, famous for her roles in comedies and musicals, is immortalizing her contribution to cinema. Two exotic dancers flank her for this major milestone, highlighting the festive atmosphere and the unique glamour of the Hollywood Pavilion. Incredible Hollywood glamour is captured in this frame. Marilyn Monroe, with her signature smile and platinum blonde hair, is comfortably seated next to the comedian and actor W.C. Fields. Shining to their right is another star, the actress Jane Russell. This trio exudes joy and carefree spirit, seated at a table during a social event at the peak of their fame. A rare shot from the set of the 1955 epic drama, The Prodigal. Lana Turner, in the stunning, heavily jeweled costume of High Priestess Samara, sits listening intently to her co-star. Actor Edmund Purdom, dressed as the prodigal son Micah, leans in to show her something in the script. This intimate, behind-the-scenes moment reveals the working atmosphere and the lavish details of 1950s Hollywood costuming. This rare shot conveys a moment of pure joy. The famous blonde is laughing, embracing her companion tightly on the beach. They are dressed in classic, old-fashioned swimsuits and caps, which gives the picture a nostalgic, timeless look. The couple stands on the sand, right at the edge of the surf, completely absorbed in each other. This photograph is the epitome of a carefree, happy summer day. An unexpected beach encounter. The rising French star Brigitte Bardot and the established Hollywood legend Kirk Douglas share a playful moment during the 1953 Cannes Film Festival. Bardot, then little known, is laughing as Douglas playfully uses her long hair to fashion a fake beard. This carefree shot marks one of the last times the actress could enjoy public anonymity before becoming a global sex symbol. Hollywood star and dance legend Fred Astaire is captured in his living room in 1941. He sits in an armchair, seemingly preparing his footwear for his next performance. An impressive collection of his favorite tools lies on the floor before him, a mound of dance shoes, including classic tap shoes, each holding a history of miles of polished movements. This shot reveals the unseen, meticulous work of the master. This shot captures the atmosphere of a Hollywood premiere or social event. Golden Age icons, the dazzling Kim Novak and the impeccable Cary Grant, stand in a close embrace, surrounded by camera flashes. Novak looks directly into the lens, while Grant, with his characteristic slight smile, leans in close to her. This 1950s photo showcases the peak of their glamour and the eternal aura of star romance captured for the crowd of paparazzi. An unusually somber shot shows Hollywood's farewell to Princess Grace Kelly at her funeral in 1982. Cary Grant, a close friend of the deceased, stands centrally in a dark, severe suit and glasses, his usually carefree face expressing profound grief. The picture, surrounded by mourners in black veils and hats, is a powerful reminder that even the biggest stars are subject to the most personal tragedies. Classic Hollywood scene. Lauren Bacall, in a loose robe and barefoot, sits by a poolside. She laughs, coquettishly tossing her head back, looking at her male co-star, an elegant man in a tweed jacket. Cameras and the film crew are visible in the background, revealing a candid, behind-the-scenes moment. This picture exudes the effortless yet incredibly stylish atmosphere of the 1950s golden age of Hollywood. This candid photo conveys the vibrant chemistry between a star and a director. Ingrid Bergman, in a light summer dress, is perched on the lap of Roberto Rossellini as he reclines on a sofa during the Cannes Festival. Their gazes are full of tenderness, and the picture itself exudes an intimacy that was the focus of the 1950s paparazzi. This is a vivid testament to the passionate affair that shocked Hollywood and the world.
This lively and mischievous photo captures Barbra Streisand and her husband, Elliot Gould, enjoying a holiday. Streisand, in a bikini and an updo, stands in the pool while Gould holds her, covering his face. Taken in the late 60s, the shot radiates their famous eccentricity and mutual affection, reflecting the informal, joyful spirit of a Hollywood couple of the era.
A classic Hollywood night. Before us is the famous RKO Pantages Theater in Los Angeles. The huge illuminated marquee announces the 30th Annual Academy Awards ceremony in 1958. The streets are filled with crowds of onlookers and elegantly dressed guests. Captured at the peak of the Golden Age, the photo conveys the electric energy and the unmistakable glamour of the film industry's biggest event.
Before us is the iconic image of Altera Morbius, played by Anne Francis, from the 1956 sci-fi masterpiece Forbidden Planet. The actress sits in a shimmering, applique-decorated mini dress, which became one of the first cinematic minis in history. The futuristic setting and Francis's slight smile embody the naive yet incredibly stylish glamour of mid-20th century retrofuturism. Before us is the iconic image of Altera Morbius, played by Anne Francis, from the 1956 sci-fi masterpiece Forbidden Planet. The actress sits in a shimmering, applique-decorated mini dress, which became one of the first cinematic minis in history. The futuristic setting and Francis's slight smile embody the naive yet incredibly stylish glamour of mid-20th century retrofuturism. A rare shot of Hollywood royalty gathered for a celebration. Frank Sinatra, in a pristine tuxedo, is cutting a tiered cake. Beside him, laughing, are two of his legendary companions, Lauren Bacall and Kim Novak. This picture radiates the atmosphere of an exclusive, glamorous 1950s evening, capturing Sinatra surrounded by Hollywood's biggest stars. The actress Jane Wyman in a glamorous look on a movie set. She sits in a director's chair in a stylized military uniform with large buttons and a peaked cap, coquettishly resting her leg on another chair, showing off her high-heeled shoes. This shot, taken in the 1940s, shows how even during wartime, Hollywood didn't forget its signature style: glamorous patriotism. A large-scale view of a studio set in the 1930s, showcasing the vast infrastructure from sound stages to back lots needed for the annual production of hundreds of films. A historic shot at the Paramount Pictures gates in 1939. Hollywood's greatest year. A crowd is gathered under the famous archway, seeking work as extras. People in coats and hats patiently wait, hoping to be hired for a French Foreign Legion scene or another massive film. This picture conveys the atmosphere of real life and hope in Hollywood, where the dream of cinema often began with a long wait at the studio gates. The epitome of the roaring 20s and the jazz age. A woman in an elegant, layered fringe dress and a deep V neckline poses confidently. Multiple strands of pearls, long gloves, and a close-fitting jeweled headpiece highlight the daring elegance of the flapper. The shot, with its glamorous studio lighting, conveys the refined luxury and freedom of the lost generation. A rare shot from the set of the 1950 film noir masterpiece, Sunset Boulevard. Centrally featured is a massive studio film camera aimed at Gloria Swanson, who is lying in the frame. The set is bustling with activity. A cameraman leans over the viewfinder, while makeup artists apply the final touches.
The picture shows the close, intimate process of creating one of the most powerful images of the aging film star, Norma Desmond. An incredible historical shot. A huge crowd is swarming the entrance to the State Lake Theater in Chicago for the run of The Exorcist in 1973. The photo, taken from above, shows the chaos and excitement. The faces of the people, dressed in 70s fashion, express a mixture of fear, curiosity, and impatience. This is a vivid testament to the phenomenal cultural impact and popularity of the horror film.
A classic Hollywood night, captured outside the RKO Pantages Theater in 1959. The massive marquee announces the 31st Annual Academy Awards ceremony. Guards and police stand in a line, holding back the crowd, while guests arrive in the background. The shot, with its nighttime lights and vintage cars, conveys the electric energy and the unmistakable glamour of the film industry's biggest event of that era.
A classic, almost mythical symbol. The famous Hollywood sign looms over the rugged, brush-covered hills. The black and white contrast and the nearby high-voltage antenna give the scene a melancholy, timeless look. These are not just letters. They are a silent monument to the dreams, ambitions, and endless stories that were born and broken at the foot of this mountain.
A classic, sun-drenched scene on the Hollywood Walk of Fame in black and white. Stars bearing the names of legends are visible on the sidewalk, stretching into the distance. The distinctive vintage neon sign for Hollywood and Vine towers over the avenue. The shot, with palm trees in the background and bustling foot traffic, captures the nostalgic atmosphere of glamour and the everyday hustle of the legendary boulevard. A classic 1940s studio portrait. Actress Paulette Goddard is seated in a director's chair labeled Miss Goddard. Charming and confident, she crosses her legs, showing off her wedge heels with a massive film camera visible behind her. Filled with studio glamour, the shot captures Goddard at the height of her career, in the image of a star who controls the process of crafting her own look.
An incredible behind-the-scenes shot from the set of the 1955 Aqua musical, Jupiter's Darling. Star Esther Williams and director George Sidney, both in the water and wearing swimming goggles, pose next to a massive, watertight film camera designed for underwater shooting. The picture highlights the technical complexity and innovation required to create Williams's famous synchronized swimming scenes, showcasing the unique genre of Hollywood aqua musicals.
A candid behind-the-scenes shot featuring a group of dancers and actresses in glamorous ball gowns. They are happily smiling, leaning on each other as they sit in a row, resting between takes. In the background, a stylized, futuristic New York City backdrop is visible. This picture conveys the carefree, sisterly atmosphere that reigned backstage during 1950s Hollywood musicals. A candid, behind-the-scenes shot from a Western movie set, featuring a relaxed Dean Martin sitting by a large film camera. Standing beside him in a short, tight bodysuit and black stockings is actress Cherie North. Martin, dressed in a cowboy vest, looks up at her with a charming expression. The picture, set against a desert backdrop, conveys the glamorous, non-conformist spirit of 1950s Hollywood.
The perfect embodiment of 1950s American romance. A couple embraces in a convertible under the twilight sky of a drive-in theater. A Western or adventure film is projected onto the massive screen. Rows of classic cars fill the parking lot. This picture captures the nostalgic atmosphere of dating, carefree days, and the cultural phenomenon of drive-in movie theaters, where the magic of cinema met privacy.
A classic, almost surreal shot capturing a movie audience during the 1950s 3D film craze. Nearly the entire crowd, dressed in the fashion of the era, looks upwards, with identical, intent expressions, wearing bulky white 3D glasses. The picture perfectly conveys the novelty and shared community experience of three-dimensional cinema in the early 50s. An electrified night scene from Broadway or New York in the early 1930s. A huge, dazzling neon marquee advertising Charlie Chaplin in city lights dominates the street. A crowd, dressed in long coats and felt hats, hurries toward the theater entrance. The picture captures the theatrical energy and cultural significance of Chaplin, presenting his first talking, silent film amidst the Great Depression. A classic, bustling scene outside the famous Grauman's Theater in Hollywood, likely in the 1920s. A massive portrait of Harold Lloyd dominates the ornate Spanish Moorish facade. The marquee advertises the film The Aiding Chance. A crowd dressed in the suits and hats of the era rushes toward the entrance. The picture conveys the theatrical grandeur and glamour of early Hollywood. Before us is a majestic movie palace from the golden age of Hollywood, adorned in a lavish Egyptian revival style. Massive lotus capital columns and a richly decorated ceiling with ancient motifs create the sensation of a temple. Rows of seating lead to the stage, framed by hieroglyphs. This shot conveys an atmosphere where a trip to the cinema was not just watching a film, but an immersion into a fantastical, exotic universe. An unusual and intimate moment on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. The legendary actor John Barrymore leans down low, leaving the imprint of his famous Greek profile, not his hands, in the wet cement. The man beside him gently holds the actor's head, guiding him. The picture perfectly captures the theatricality and eccentricity of Hollywood's great profile, where even ceremonies were infused with personal drama and artistry. A rare behind-the-scenes shot from the set of Alfred Hitchcock's British thriller, The 39 Steps, 1935. In the foreground, a large crew operates a massive film camera and a spotlight. In the background, actors stand on an artfully constructed miniature set depicting misty mountains. The picture highlights the contrast between studio technology and the romantic, dramatic mood of early British cinema from that era. A rare and cheerful candid shot. Comedy actor Joe E. Brown is leaving his hand in footprints in the wet cement while a friend, possibly an impresario, leans over him. Brown, with a wide smile, wears an apron to protect his suit, and his pose highlights his famous wide mouth. The picture perfectly captures the humorous, theatrical atmosphere of the ceremonies at Grauman's Theater in 1936. A classic scene from the 1942 film Casablanca. Humphrey Bogart in a light suit sits across from Peter Lorre, who intently stares at a chessboard. The two men are in an exotic, dimly lit cafe whose setting is decorated with Moorish arches and hanging lanterns. The shot perfectly captures the atmosphere of espionage tension, intrigue, and the glamour of wartime noir. An incredible night shot from the 1940s. The building's facade is adorned with a huge neon sign reading Casablanca, stylized with stars. Below, promotional windows are visible, along with the sign Singe Bar Dancing near the entrance. Classic cars of the era are parked along the curb, where men in suits hurry by. This picture conveys the atmosphere of wartime glamour, nightlife, and the popularity that Hollywood brought to the film. A classic studio portrait of director Ernst Lubitsch in 1930s Hollywood. Lubitsch sits in a director's chair labeled Mr. Lubitsch, stylishly dressed in a double-breasted suit and tie with a pipe in his mouth. Next to him stands a massive encased studio camera. The shot, with its reserved elegance and serious gaze, conveys the signature Lubitsch touch, refined, witty European comedy. A rare aerial photograph of the famous Hollywood Bowl, likely taken in the 1930s or 40s. The distinctive semicircular shape of the amphitheater is visible, with rows of seating ascending the hillside. The original domed stage is located at the center. The shot emphasizes the scale and unique architecture of this iconic venue, nestled in the Los Angeles hills and serving as the home for Hollywood's summer concerts.